Hello, everyone. Katie told me that a little rumor, that I was allowed to take my clothes off here, and that was pretty cool, pretty exciting for me. Is anybody else a slut? Yeah, I love that. And I was like, wow, maybe I could take off an article of clothing for every laugh I get, and then I wore this outfit. So that cannot happen, actually, it turns out. Foiled again. I like to severely underdress to most parties. Yeah, I love that. And before I really get into a lot, I have to get a joke over for my grandparents because it's about them. And I've already said it with my tits out once, and I don't know if they'd be happy if I did that again. Right?
Not sure if I know, but
Just
okay.
for them. You don't know what it's like to tell jokes about your grandparents on stage with your tits out?
I do not.
Dang.
I think
That's weird. Wow. I guess we're just not speaking the same language. I'm polyamorous. Anyone?
Yes!
Wow. I could just die here. That's cool. Is there a nice place for me to curl up in the corner?
Right here.
Come on, Molly.
Okay, I love this. So I'm polyamorous, and I date a couple, and sometimes they fight, and that's fucked. It really takes me back to my childhood, who's gonna take me in the divorce? It's fucked up. And my mom, she asked me if I had anyone I wanted to bring to the holiday dinner around Christmas,
A few.
And right, one of those. And I said, well, the only people I date locally are a couple that I fuck. And I don't know if my grandparents are ready to meet the throuple that I'm a part of. Right, but what if they were hella supportive though?
Yeah.
What about that, right? What if my grandpa came up to me, and he was like, I was a dandy cuck in the day. My grandma rolls up with her, I don't know, walker, whatever you picture my grandma with. Whatever disability I'll probably have in the future because of her age or something, right? She rolls up that way. And she's like, I used to love a good train run on me. Your grandfather was the caboose. I'm calling him a bottom. That's what we're calling him. That's for all intents and purposes. My grandfather is a bottom. When I was writing that joke, thank you. Yeah, you can tip for that if you want. My grandpa, when I was writing that joke, I was talking to my boss about my grandfather, and I was saying, thank you, sir. I was saying how my grandfather has a platonic affinity for feet that my entire family is aware of. And as the words left my mouth, I realized that is not a normal thing to say, especially to your boss. And my family's Mormon, so let's give it up for my grandfather. He found a way for my family to accept his foot fetish, and I just think he's an innovator for that. I really like that. All right, are we ready? Are we ready for the first article of clothing?
Oh my God, yes!
I'm not gonna look like sexy Big Bird anymore, though. Let me trip over the mic stand.
She's stuck.